Hey guys, Artosis here, and I am back with the MoonLight Proleague. A big thank you to Nyoken for filling in the last couple of days for me. I ran out of saved up casts. I've been sick for not quite a week, but several days, and so really thank you once again to Nyoken for filling in. Hope you guys enjoyed, and definitely check out his channels. I linked them in those two previous VODs. He's a fantastic caster, friend, player, everything. One of the greatest analysts that the English scene has ever had. So, cheers, Nyoken. Thank you much. Now, this is match number 4. It's Ample going up against ZeLoT. And it should be kind of interesting because, first off, it's Ascension, which can definitely lend itself to aggressive games. Second off, it's two of the more aggressive players from their races, honestly, in this matchup. Although I feel like Ample has toned it down a little bit. Once upon a time, literally, there was like some joke name that he was called based on the fact that he would just stim across the map towards Zerg to try to kill them. But people figured it out. I think it didn't work as much for him. So he's toned that down a little bit. ZeLoT, of course, is one of the more aggressive, just kind of like in-your-face, very modern-day Zergs, who has recently hit that really pro level and made it into ASL and all that. So it could be a very interesting game because of that. Sometimes when you see two very aggressive players go at it, they can make fireworks. Now, that being said, this is a command center first for Ample. He made only the BarrackS here, so definitely we're going to see him go ahead and throw down the command center. And that's okay. Well, I mean, if it's pool first, he's probably in a hell of a lot of trouble, maybe even dead. But ZeLoT is going for the hatchery first, so I guess that's not what we're going to end up seeing. Here comes that SCV of Ample. Get that command center down. And he actually makes it at the wall. Okay, so this is actually... I was wondering about that because I didn't see a good reason for this. But now, this would hold like a 9 pool likely, I think. I'm not 100% on the timings or anything, but... yeah, he walls in, so there will be lift and travel time. Still, it's going to be a much better build if it doesn't get punished than, you know, just a BarrackS expansion. Now, throws down the gas very quickly as well. The Overlord of ZeLoT going to come in, see what's going on. And, well, I mean, you got to shake your head a little bit, right? Ample just gets a small advantage here to start the game. You know, and honestly, like, based on the fact that he scouted him right away here as well, maybe it's bigger than a small advantage is what I should say. Now, that's a quick layer. That's 252 layers. So, I mean, that's going to get you basically the quickest mutas that you're going to see other than, like, a one-hatch play. Now, with Ample, it looks like it's going to be a factory build. Like, I think this will probably end up being a Goliath build, but it could end up being something like a 1-1-1. We shall see here very shortly. SCV, very important to keep this alive and check on the number of lings out on the map. If he makes more lings and does some sort of speedling attack and Ample is not ready for that, obviously he'll die very, very quickly. Now, the bunker going down, he is rallying out some Marines. Factory coming up, so it's definitely not a straight bio opener. Now, it could be a mech build, and it also could be a rush up to something like Valkyries. Now, that being said, as the SCV is chased out, look at that. Immediately, the Hydralisk Den went down. So this shows you, once again, like I was mentioning, ZeLoT, a very aggressive player. This could end up being really a quick game. And in fact, look at this bunker placement. This bunker placement is, like, good against mutas. It's okay against smaller amounts of lings. But against Lurkers, like, you can't get SCVs behind to repair, right? So it's a little bit tricky in that regard. And notice, I guess he's going to land this right in front. So yeah, that's why it's placed like that, to kind of make a full wall here. So now suddenly it's really good against lings. But again, against Lurkers, it might fail a little bit. Now, a Vulture coming out. Armory is going up right now. So this is a command center first into mech build. But of course, Lurkers are going to be out there very, very, very quickly. Now, will he be ready for that? You're going to get your engineering bay within about 15 seconds from now, so he might be able to get a turret up and just kind of like stall the Lurkers out. We're going to see about that. Now, speed is done for these lings. He's going to go ahead and get a little bit of a surround. Ooh, the Vulture does wiggle its way out here for a moment. some great micro, but obviously when you get that low, it's not enough. Those Lings will end up closing with you and take you down. And he does not get the scout upon the Hydras, which is the important thing here. If you see this coming from this point, you probably hold and get an advantage. Okay, so he actually went third factory, then eBay. That's, oh man, that shows you how good a command center first is. If this is a regular expansion, you literally can't do this. You actually don't have enough money. Like, this eBay wouldn't be even started yet. But yeah, fantastic build. Now, the Vultures come out and find more Lings. But he has no idea about the Lurkers. Oh my god, right now. Okay, Goliaths being made, and actually Goliaths are going to be the right unit to fight against the Lurkers in the beginning here. The Vultures coming down, Speedlings coming after them, and look at this. The perfect surround from ZeLoT. ZeLoT really gaining an edge right now. Now, let's see if he puts down a turret. Okay, a second bunker. You know what? He has figured this out, that something weird is going on. And he's making a turret as well. In come those Lurkers. But, of course, no real detection here right now. Has to pull everything back. He's going to have to lift this off. This turret isn't going to finish. Got to start some turrets in the main base here. So this is pretty rough. This is about as bad as it can get. Okay, comes out to try to stop these Lurkers from going forward, but of course they can just burrow. No detection absolutely anywhere right now. He's trying to make another bunker, but he has no Marines to put in it. Is this game just going to straight up end here? Okay, he actually gets the missile turret finished. And the Lurkers actually stick on top of each other, so having a hard time right there, at least for a moment. This one Lurker still in range to hit that. And of course, we're going to need some detection. So we need to see the Academy go down immediately. And that's about it. I got to say that I love that the Spire's coming down. I feel like ZeLoT has almost won this game at this point. Obviously, the economy hurting a lot for Ample, mining on just one base. He's got enough units that he can't die here. But the actual problem is that he needs to break out, get his expansion back up. And realistically, you want to make siege tanks against these Lurkers, but the fact of the matter is, we're going to have a switch into mutas, right? The Spire is done. That's not for Scourge. He's going to switch fully into mutas, and if you are not turtling really heavily with your Goliaths, you are not going to be able to hold this, because you're making siege tanks. You're just not getting enough Goliaths to actually fight against the mutas, of course, after he makes them for a couple minutes here. Okay, do we have... Yeah, the Academy is almost done. Honestly, this should have floated up here and landed to make a comsat, or down here or wherever, but just somewhere, because yeah, he's not gonna have enough scans to... I guess what he'll do is scan and just walk out. He'll like start walking, scan, and go. But if you make like a group of Lings here, that can get very, very tough to deal with. And it, yeah, maybe right now he doesn't... He really doesn't know that it's mutas, basically. And the mutas, I think you're going to hold these until a decent amount to fly in. Okay, he sieges up. Lurkers on burrow. Okay, picks one off immediately. Not bad, not bad. Another Lurker hidden up here. I love this hidden Lurker. So once he uses his one scan, this one's still going to be around. All right, let's see. He's going to start walking out. And as he's walking out, the mutas fly in. Oh, a terrible situation here for Ample. The Goliath's going to turn around here immediately. Don't forget that we still have that one Lurker up there as well. There is not a second scan as of yet. He doesn't even have Goliath range. He had skipped these when the Lurkers came up, which makes this even worse. His Goliath's fighting single file here. ZeLoT just dominating with this purely aggressive game. Some really good decision-making from him thus far. This Lurker going to be highly annoying as well. Got to get that second comsat up. And the thing is, ZeLoT, look at this. He's getting a third gas going. So you're not going to be able to overpower the mutas with Goliaths in this game. You're going to have to go up to another source of splash damage. And look at that. In fact, he loses all of his Goliaths. The turrets start falling. Honestly, we are getting pretty close, in my opinion, to a GG here. I think Ample doesn't have a lot of intel on what's going on the map, other than you have to assume there's a third base, and obviously there's a lot of mutas out right now. Now, these mutas flying through, look at this, even going to pick off some siege tanks. I mean, if you pick off the siege tanks, you can actually switch into anything you want at that point, and Ample has no idea. He can't use his scans as scouts or anything. He's down 10 workers. Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing GG relatively soon here. All right, a few vultures coming in for harass. I mean, this is very nice. This is very nice. They have +1 attacks. They are two-shotting these drones. Of course, you get that 1 point of instant heal once they get hit. Unlike Protoss, gets their heal instantaneously upon taking damage. Now, he's killed a hell of a lot of drones. And the Muta's coming back in. He has a few Goliaths here now with that range upgrade. And in fact, he's taken the lead as far as workers go again. So maybe Ample's starting to give himself a little bit of new life. The problem would still be, though, that Zerg does not need as big an economy. Like the economy we see here, right? You can still kind of manage making Mutas with that. On the Terran side, you can't really produce Goliaths. You can't, and SCVs at the same time. It's not going to work. So he has to kind of alternate a bit. Now, the Muta's all flying in. Oh, God. This is, like, too much right now. I think we're just going to see GG. He's losing so many of his SCVs. Look at this. ZeLoT jumping on top of those Goliaths. And it looks like our aggressive Zerg player is going to win this game with pure aggression and a tech switch. Doing a fantastic job here against a greedy build that, honestly, Ample got away with, at least until the Lurkers walked up to his natural. But yeah, looking at this, really not much left. In fact, we hear a scan. That's sometimes the defeat scan, where you're kind of checking to see, like, okay, what do they have? Oh, he has drones. Oh, okay, I'm out of here. But you can see the supply is almost doubled. He's going to be feeling that as these Mutas come back in. Very high health, only a single turret here. Single turret can't stop 6 Mutas, let alone 10. And yeah, everything gonna be just kind of chased down. The Marines in the bunker, I guess, not a bad idea. But yeah, Ample, not even on his last legs. Laying 6 feet under, and he does not know it yet. Well, no, actually he does know it. Just refuses to let them close the casket. I don't know. I'm out of metaphors because this game is super duper 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 over. We have a missile turret and 2 injured Goliaths against 11 Mutas with +1 attack. Excellent. GG.